The pop was louder than thunder. I jumped from my chair, coffee spilling, just in time to see Karen's Tesla flash blue, hiss smoke, and shut down mid-charge in my driveway. She screamed like someone stabbed her. Her glossy white car sizzled. The extension cord was still in my outlet. And the surge protector? It blinked green, exactly how it should. I stepped outside slow, heart racing. Karen pointed a trembling hand. "You sabotaged my car," she yelled. "This is abuse." I said nothing. Just motioned toward the camera blinking above my porch. She yanked the cord like it bit her. Her manicured fingers shook. "I'm calling the cops," she hissed. I kept walking calm. But before we continue, please drop a like and comment below with your country and what time it is right now where you're watching. Whether it's sunrise in Australia, midnight in New York, afternoon in Canada, or evening in France, I want to know. Don't just sit back, tell me where in the world you are. Now, let's dive into the story. I have something they should see. That outlet had been her private gas station for weeks. Quiet at first, then daily. Always sneaking around 3 a.m., hoping no one noticed. But I did. And I planned. Neighbors peeked out windows. Karen stomped her heels into my gravel. "This is war," she growled. "You'll regret this." I raised my phone. Smile. "You're already trending in my evidence folder." The deputy arrived before she could flee. "What's going on here?" he asked. I opened the camera app, Power Theft. And retaliation. Karen gasped, twisting facts. "He trapped me." But the footage told everything. Her plugging in. My legal device. Her car frying like bacon. "You've got some explaining to do," the deputy said, to her. Karen stood frozen, lips trembling. Her electric queen now a smoking heap. My porch light buzzed above us. This was just the start. Because she picked the wrong neighbor this time. And I wasn't just fighting for peace, I was fighting to never be played again. 3 weeks earlier, I noticed something strange. My outdoor outlet was unlocked. The cover hung loose. Dust patterns disturbed. Someone had used it, and not for the first time. I checked the footage. There she was. Karen O'Bannon, our HOA queen, creeping like a burglar with a glowing Tesla cord slinking behind her. I blinked. Couldn't believe my eyes. She plugged in fast, glancing around like a raccoon. Stayed 2 hours. I felt my jaw tighten. She never asked. Never paid. Just assumed her HOA crown gave her rights. Next day, I knocked on her door. "Karen, did you use my power last night?" She smiled like I was delusional. "Oh, that? Just a little emergency top-up. No harm." I said, "That's theft, Karen." She laughed. "You and your rules. Always so uptight, Marston." I stood frozen. "You're stealing from me." She shrugged. "Be neighborly." I'd do the same. Later, I checked with the HOA. "She's just topping off," President Linwood said. "No need to escalate." I nearly exploded. So now power theft is casual? They didn't care. Karen thought she'd won. Thought I'd roll over. But I didn't build this house to be walked on. I'd worked too hard. I wasn't letting her drain me dry. That night, I locked the outlet. Bought signs. Even set up another camera facing the driveway. And I started researching my rights. If the HO wouldn't help, I'd handle it myself. Because Karen wasn't just stealing electricity. She was stealing my peace, my pride. And soon, she'd understand there's a price for that. And I'd make sure she paid it legally, with sparks. I stayed up 3 nights reading electrical codes. Section 406.8, Outdoor Receptacles. Legal surge protection? Preventative safety devices? Also yes. Karen wouldn't win this through charm or HOA politics. I ordered the Guardian Zap Surge Defender. Weatherproof, certified, tamper-resistant. Not cheap, but justice rarely is. The package arrived wrapped in quiet satisfaction. I called the electrician, a guy named Rudy Haskins. "Installing for safety?" he asked. "Installing for sanity," I said. Rudy nodded. "You want her off your grid?" I smiled. "Exactly." The outlet transformed that day, from free juice box to tactical deterrent. Rudy tested everything twice. The surge sensor would cut voltage if tampered with or overloaded. Legal. But confirmed. She fries herself on this. It's on her, Rudy added, half laughing. That night, I slept like a fortress. But part of me hoped she'd try again. Just once. I left the old extension cord by the fence, bait, and waited with popcorn. On Thursday, 2:14 a.m., motion alert pinged. There she was. Hoodie on. Cable dragging. Her Tesla humming like a spoiled princess. She knelt, plugged it into my new setup. Seconds passed. Then popped. Sparks shot like 4th of July. Her car lights blinked. Horn chirped once, then silence. She screamed. Not hurt, just humiliated. I ran outside, camera in hand. Karen spun around, mouth open. You did this on purpose, she shrieked. I pointed to the sign above the outlet. Private use only. Tampering will trigger automatic shutoff. You're insane, she cried. You set me up. I tapped my camera. Smile for court. That's when she lunged. You'll regret this, Marston. But the footage said otherwise. And this time, it wouldn't be ignored. The HO, the cops, everyone would see the full charge of her entitlement. And I had receipts for every volt. The next morning, a knock came like thunder. President Linwood and Secretary Dane stood on my porch, faces tight. Karen loomed behind them, crocodile tears locked and loaded. She's filed a formal complaint, Linwood said. Claims you caused malicious damage. I raised an eyebrow. To a trespasser's car, while she was stealing power? I motioned to the camera. We saw the footage, Dane whispered. It's compelling. Karen butted in. He baited me. I was vulnerable. My solar's down. I said, that's not my problem. Nor my utility bill. Linwood sighed. We can't mediate property disputes. But we advise removing traps. It's not a trap, I replied. It's a surge protector. Certified. Installed by code. Dane nodded slowly. Karen crossed her arms. This is hostile living. I'm reporting this to the city. Do that, I said coolly. While you're at it, explain your unpaid utility usage to the police. They left in a huff. I watched her storm back across the cul-de-sac like a defeated queen. But I knew it wasn't over. Karen never left the battlefield quietly. Later that night, my mailbox was smashed. Not subtle. No fingerprints either. But her red Tesla paint smeared the side. I smiled. Camera footage already uploaded to Cloud and Drive. I printed it. Mailed it to the local precinct. To myself, just in case. Karen thought she could control perception. But video never blinks. And karma doesn't rush. The neighborhood was shifting. Neighbors whispered. The HOA wasn't defending her. Not like before. Maybe it wasn't just about power anymore. Maybe it was about control and watching it slip. And now, the wires weren't the only thing frying. Karen plastered flyers around the block. Neighbor using dangerous devices, our cars at risk. I tore one down. Bright red letters. Wild claims. Signed, concerned HOA member. Concerned. I muttered. Try cornered. Her Tesla sat silent, battery dead, pride flatter. But now she waged psychological war. He watches us, she'd say. He records everything. Neighbors grew cautious. Some avoided eye contact. Others gave polite nods. The fence between her yard and mine suddenly bloomed with bamboo screens. Like I didn't already have motion detection. One evening, my doorbell rang. Celeste, the new neighbor, stood fuming. Karen told me not to park near your yard. Said my engine might catch voltage. I laughed out loud. She's spinning hard, I said. Celeste crossed her arms. Well, she picked the wrong veteran to manipulate. I liked her immediately. Welcome to the block, I said. That night, Celeste caught Karen with a measuring tape near her driveway. Trying to adjust boundaries now? Celeste asked. Karen muttered, scurried off. Cameras caught it all again. Karen wanted control. But she was losing it, badly. So she did what scared, petty people do. She escalated. Police report. Noise complaint. HOA emergency vote to ban surveillance. But I had backup. Video, timestamps, permit copies, neighborhood texts. When Karen held her emergency meeting, only 3 people showed. And one of them was me. This ends now, I said. Or the next outlet she steals from might belong to a lawyer. Celeste clapped. Linwood rubbed his temples. Karen just stared, deflating fast. Her empire wasn't just cracking. It was short-circuiting. A week later, I got a letter. Intent to sue, property sabotage, emotional distress, battery damage. Karen had lawyered up. The letter came with drama and perfume. I called Hayden, my attorney. Sharp suit, sharper mind. This is her case? He asked, skimming it. It's like suing a brick wall for being too solid. I chuckled. Let's go. We filed a response. Certified footage, receipts, installation records, electrical permits, HOA minutes, and trespassing evidence. Hayden's grin grew. She'll short out in court faster than her battery. The trial was set. Small claims court, full of bored retirees and teenage interns. Karen wore designer's sunglasses indoors. I wore boots and truth. She told the judge I'd weaponized electricity. She claimed I lured her car into a trap. The judge raised one eyebrow. Do Teslas now lack brakes? Hayden stood calmly. Defendant protected private property from unpermitted usage. Plaintiff accessed it repeatedly. Exhibit A, timestamps and video. We played the footage. The courtroom was silent. Karen stammered, That's entrapment. The judge replied, that's evidence. Her voice cracked. Her lawyer looked down. My surge protector never looked so heroic. The judge ruled quickly. Case dismissed. Plaintiff advised to install proper charging station. Or stop trespassing. Hayden smiled. Thank you, Your Honor. Karen stormed out mid-sentence. Said I exhaled. We done? I asked. Hayden laughed. She'll try again, but not in court. She'll look for cracks. Just keep recording. I nodded. Always. Karen never apologized. But that day, she stopped pretending she could win. Her threats? Now just white noise. But I wasn't celebrating. Not yet. Because Karen never left quietly, and I still had my defenses up. Karen couldn't beat me in court, so she turned to the next battleground, whispers. Suddenly, I was the aggressive loner, dangerous with tech, and hostile to community values. Community values? I muttered. Like stealing power? Still, her gossip worked. One neighbor pulled their kid away from my yard. Another started parking across the street. I didn't fight back with rumors. I fought with facts, security signs, HOA memos, my victory ruling taped to my mailbox. Karen rolled by and ripped it off. Cameras caught her again. Celeste printed 50 more. We laminated them. Truth needs backup, she said. Together, we stapled them to neighborhood poles. Karen watched from her blinds, fuming like a broken generator. Then came the HOA newsletter. A full-page member conduct reminder with veiled warnings about boundary violations and unapproved electrical use. She knew it was about her. Everyone did. That weekend I got eggs thrown at my door. Yolk dripping. Karen's Tesla? Still dead, covered in sun-faded protest stickers. Her bitterness aged faster than her paint job. But people started noticing. One neighbor, Eileen, stopped by. She told me you threatened her cat. But I saw the footage. You were inside. Thank you for filming everything. The tide turned again. Quietly. The footage worked better than yelling. Facts beat feelings. And Karen? She started hiding. Fewer HOA meetings. No flyers. No smug walks. That silence was its own confession. And to me, it was louder than any lie she ever spread. Because when you steal from someone who's already lost a lot, someone who built everything themselves, you don't just get justice. You get consequences. A large white truck pulled into her driveway. City code enforcement. 3 men stepped out, clipboards in hand. I watched from my porch, coffee hot, camera ready. They examined her roof, electrical boxes, solar arrays. Apparently, Karen had modified her home's panel without permits. Tried rerouting power directly to her Tesla. Illegal. Dangerous. Typical. I heard yelling. I pay HOA fees, she cried. One inspector replied, H is not the city, ma'am. She demanded they call Linwood. They didn't. They called the fire marshal. That night, the Tesla disappeared, towed. Her yard lights dimmed. Porch stayed dark. Power officially disconnected until further inspection. Karma doesn't just knock. Sometimes, it flips your breaker. Celeste came over with lemonade. You think she's done? She asked. I shrugged. Karen always has one more tantrum in her. We both laughed. Then let her burn out quietly. The next morning, she placed a for sale by owner sign on her lawn. Scribbled with a marker. No realtor. No flyers. Just desperation and duct tape. Neighbors gathered like vultures with binoculars. Some cheered quietly. Others pretended not to care. But everyone saw it. The end of Karen's chapter, unceremonious and silent. Later that week, I found a note tucked into my mailbox. Hope you're proud. You ruined my life. No signature, but no doubt who sent it. I didn't reply. Because I wasn't proud. I was tired. I didn't ask for war. I asked for peace. She asked for a free ride, and learned you can't plug into others without consequences. And that sign? It wasn't just her exit. It was my reset. Karen left in a U-Haul at dawn. No wave. No goodbye. Just tire tracks on asphalt and bitter energy in the air. The neighborhood felt new, like spring after winter. Celeste hosted a barbecue that Sunday. No HA drama, she said. Everyone laughed. Linwood showed up late. Even he looked relieved. Peace returns, he muttered with a hot dog. Neighbors I barely knew shook my hand. Thanks for standing your ground. We saw the footage. She tried charging off my shed once too. Secrets spilled like lemonade. We swapped stories, shared ribs, and rewired fences. Slowly, the street became whole again. Not just because Karen left, but because no one else wanted her back. I removed the surge protector. Kept it in my garage. Just in case, I told Celeste. She grinned. Like a neighborhood relic? Like a reminder, I said. The outlet sat unused. But of course. But its presence was symbolic. Not of revenge, but boundaries. Of standing firm when you're being drained without permission. HOA meetings grew shorter. Flyers disappeared. And my mailbox? Untouched. The neighborhood healed with each day. Not perfect, but finally mine again. Even Linwood softened. We've updated guidelines, he told me. You were right. I nodded. I just wanted to be left alone. He smiled. Well, now you are. Some scars remained. But they taught us something. Power, real power, isn't in cords or cars. It's in self-respect. In standing your ground when someone thinks you're too polite to fight. And I'd fight again if I had to. But I hope I never do. 1 month later, I uploaded the full security footage montage. Title: HOA Tesla Thief Gets Electrifying Karma, Legal Setup. Views exploded. Comments poured in. Justice. Legend. You're my hero. Karen's name wasn't mentioned. Faces blurred. But those who knew knew. The story resonated, because everyone's met someone like her. Entitled. Sneaky. Untouchable, until they weren't. The video hit 1 million in a week. Offers came in. Sponsors. A talk show invite. I declined most. I wasn't chasing fame. I was chasing closure, and I'd finally caught it. I sat on my porch that evening, watching the sunset. Celeste joined me. Still got that surge protector? She asked. Of course, I smiled. Might frame it. Laughter echoed. Peace had returned, not by accident, but by intention. Because I didn't stoop. I stood. And in standing, I exposed the current beneath community lies. Karen never apologized. But her silence? Loud enough. Her absence? Perfect. And that outlet? Still locked. Still mine. A symbol. A boundary. A trophy without needing a pedestal. Now, when neighbors pass, they nod with respect, not fear. Kids bike freely. HOA drama sleeps. The only thing that sparks around here is my backyard grill on Saturdays. And if someone ever tries again, I won't yell. I'll just hit record. Because in this neighborhood, footage never lies. And neither do the sparks it captures.